Welcome back to the piney woods of the Lone Star State of Texas. The date is March 29, 2019, and the official Railroad of Texas is preparing for the Friday round trip from Palestine to Rusk. Steam season had just recently kicked off, so passengers will get the opportunity to ride behind an operating steam locomotive. Steam locomotive number 30 would be the one in charge of pulling the passenger trains through the 25-mile stretch of track in the forests of East Texas, and at 11 a.m. sharp, number 30 began the journey to Rusk. The chase was on, so we went along Highway 84 to snag as many shots as possible of the 282 Iron Horse. Texas State Railroad was founded in the 1880s. The line was built by the prison inmates of the East Texas Penitentiary. The purpose of this railroad was to connect Rusk and Palestine together and to haul cargo that was needed for an iron industry located at the penitentiary. After a few years of operation, the fact that the line was not profitable was realized. In the 1920s, operations of the line ceased. About half a century later, the line became a state park under the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department. Fast forward to the present day, and TSRR is still running passenger trains through the beautiful scenery with vintage diesel and steam locomotives. One of my personal favorite things about chasing Texas State is being able to hear the sounds of steam echo throughout the peaceful piney woods. The village of Maydale is where Texas State Railroad's vintage turntable is located. On occasions, demonstrations are shown, but this wasn't one of those days. On this Friday, number 30 would just ease on through. had a little bit of wheel slip just before it rounded this corner. Listen closely. A few miles out of Rusk, the train was delayed by a log that had landed on top of the tracks due to a previous storm. After a short delay, the train moved on, but before arriving at Rusk, 30 would have to fight against a steep grade. We arrived at the station in Rusk where passengers can hop off the train and have a layover. We took the time to get a close look at number 30 sitting stationary. After the passengers disembarked, 30 disconnected from the rest of the train and made its way along the Y to be serviced at the Rusk Locomotive shop. During the layover, passengers have the opportunity to grab lunch and look around inside the station, which includes a theater and a gift shop that you can browse. You can also observe 30 attached to the opposite side of the cut of passenger cars to prepare for the return trip to Palestine. Being over a century old, number 30 was built by the Baldwin Locomotive Works in the year of 1917. It has a 2x2 wheel arrangement and once served the Magma Arizona Railroad. Just a few years ago, Texas State had the locomotive in the tan paint scheme that it originally sported, but since then it has been repainted into a more plain black paint scheme that features the TSRR emblem.
You guys keeping up with the train a couple of times. Is this kind of making over time that you wonder where we were when we didn't go out.
With the passengers back on board, the engineer blows the whistle twice to indicate the beginning of the return trip to Palestine. After a long, warm day of steam railroading, our train made it back to the final destination of Palestine. Although the journey for the passengers was over, the day was not quite over for the workers of Texas State. The Mikado would uncouple from its cut-off passenger cars and make its way along the Palestine Y to return to the locomotive shop. While waiting for 30 to return to the shops, we took a moment to take some photographs of some of Texas State's vintage diesel locomotives, such as number 7, an Alco RS2 with a coat of paint inspired by the Southern Pacific Black Widow scheme. We also took a look at 125, the FP9 built in 1957 with the beautiful paint scheme based off the classic passenger train known as the Texas Special. After maneuvering the Y, 30 eases its way back towards the shop where the mighty Texas and Pacific 610 is stored. On Memorial Day weekend 2019, the 210-4 will be brought into the light for the people of Texas to view. Before completely moving 30 into the shops, the crewmen of the 282 serviced the locomotive, which gave us some excellent video footage of maintaining these iron horses. This would wrap up our day in the piney woods of Texas. We hope to be out here again in the coming months. I hope you have enjoyed watching, and until next time, I will see you trackside.